Hey, 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 it's Fact Monger. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Appreciate everybody patiently waiting behind the scenes for us. Sorry we were late. There were some things for the show we had to make sure we got correct as far as the things being talked about with Spider-Man. There were some details that I wanted to make sure were concrete that
It's
we
hard
have.
to tell if your mic is on right now or if you're just facing away from the mic. Tap on it. No, I don't think I hear it,
Oh no, let me fix it.
but that could be my ears.
No, it's not you. It's my mic. I gotta fix it.
Yeah, but it's nice to get on top of it so that we don't go through the whole show with it sounding something like this, where it's using my webcam mic instead of my microphone mic. We don't want that. We want to hear you want to hear me blow on that microphone. You want to yeah, it's me and I'm on. Thank you everyone for being here. Good morning to everyone who was here earlier. Junius, Sajadix. Morning, my guys. Dwayne, Isheed. Hey, hey, hey. Today, not too much to talk about, but we are gonna do everyone's favorite topic of recast T'Challa because something minuscule came up. It's not happy news, but it is a report. We're also gonna touch on the Eyes of Wakanda. Not that I've seen it, but Darius put it in the topics, and I'm sure he got something to say about it. Superman 2, whether or not it's confirmed, is James Gunn. Did James Gunn say too much? Happy Friday, Lawrence. Xavier. Did iconic. Did James Gunn say too much? Because he made it seem like he knew the plan for everyone and everything. I don't think he should use the term sequel for Superman if it's not going to be a Superman movie. If the next time we see him is in a significant lead role of like a team up, Justice League or Batman team up or something, he's also a liar. So who cares what he says, right? Let's just wait for the trailers to come out and wait for them to actually be filming something before we can say it's happening. That goes for Clayface and Sergeant Rock too. So we'll do Superman. There is a Spider-Man brand new day film update. Dustin Daniel Cretton, a qualified a third go around for his directing at Marvel. He did Shang-Chi. He's done Wonder Man a couple years ago is when he directed it, but it's gonna hit the Disney Plus today. And then he's got brand new day coming up. We've got plot coming up. So leaks, spoilers, if you're not into it, maybe we should reserve that to the ending. And of course, Doomsday does have a plot leak. Hey,
Should be better.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, my fault. Like I said, we were backstage. That's why we're late. Trying to make sure we got the um, the stuff for Spider-Man down. There's news for Spider-Man that is coming from the Geeky Cast that he was given, and I want to share that. Then, of course, the newest plot leak that is going around. Spoiler alert! Now, this is grain of salt. This could be somebody made this up and said this is really going to get the nerds going, or this could be something that is truly from Marvel. We don't know, but things are always subject to change, as we know. Rebecca Romaine was interviewed a couple days ago and said that she doesn't know if she's coming back because they haven't even finished the script. So take this with a grain of salt. This could, again, be very false. But we'll get into that and get into all the things that Chill mentioned, Eyes of Wakanda, James Gunn talking about Superman 2. And of course, today is National Spider Man Day and the official day, first day of them filming Spider Man. So we'll get into all that.
What makes it National Spider-Man Day is because it's when the first comic came out 60 years ago.
I don't know. I just know that it is National Spider Man Day. I don't know
Okay.
what makes it that, but National Spider Man Day is today.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
I'm
bet it
still
is.
trying to. I'm still getting this Doomsday leak, but keep going there.
That it's gonna be it's got to be related to Spider-Man being his birthday. I think Stone Cold Steve Austin had 316 day, which was March 16 because that's the day. Well, it's from the Bible, but it's he's known for 316 for some reason. Everyone just takes the day. May the fourth be with you. May the fourth. Superman's day was in July, and
Shea
Superman
Gildas Alexander has a day here now.
Shea Gilgis Alexander has a whole day.
Here,
What?
yeah.
Well, the day he was married to the white woman. What was the day?
Damn, what was the day? It was in July. Might have been
Canada Day?
July 1st. No,
Yeah,
it was
that's
just Jay Gildas Alexander Day
all right.
because they won. So mayor gave him a day.
And he gave him July 1st of all the days. That's got to be related to Canada Day because that is the 160 years ago the country was formed on July 1st.
Well, maybe that's what it is. But he does have a whole. He wasn't the only one. The coach got a day. Some of the other players got days. He
You
wasn't.
can't give everybody a day now. A day? There's 15 players on that. They're not all worthy of a day. Coach maybe, but not after your first first 2 years of coaching. Coach can get his day. Like Greg Popovich from San Antonio, you give that man a day, right? He gets that day. I don't think who else gets a day in the NBA.
OKC was feeling themselves. They gave the Water Boy a day. Everybody got a day at the parade.
You did not attend because
that I did not attend. That I did not attend.
When we had our parade, I was like, "Oh, I gotta attend. I gotta be there. I gotta be at the start of it." I remember talking to strangers. I remember it was fun. That doesn't happen. Like championships don't get won. You only have 4 major sports. Actually, in Oklahoma, all you guys got is the NBA, right?
That is it. Other than like college.
College is big. College is big. So I'll give you that. You got 2 sports. So there's 2 chances, but there's so many teams in these sports, you're not always going to win. The next time these guys get a championship, next year is not promised, right? In the NBA, the last 7 champions have been not repeat champions. You get it? You get what I'm trying to say. You know the statistic, right? Ever since the Warriors, no one's really won back to back to back. So it's really tough to win a title these days. And here you are not attending these parades.
You're right. I should have went. But I feel like a lot of people did not go, even though there were shit tons of people there. One, it was hot as fuck for me. Now, if Steph would have been there, I'd have been like, oh yeah, let me go see Steph. I've told you I've seen him. I've seen him before. Like
Remember, we got it.
We've touched hands.
What was it? 5 hours?
It was all day. I don't know exactly the time. I just know we've touched hands.
Did your talents pass up to you, and did you start shooting 3-pointers into the trash bin? Like
just like Thunderstruck, and that is why he might not have that great of a season. I still have it all. So, but yeah, no, I should have went. But I also don't regret not going. Like I didn't miss anything. Like I saw it all online. They were broadcasting it. Like, yay, the Thunder players passed by with the trophy. So if you were there for that few seconds they passed by, is that it? Then you go home?
You get to interact with the players. Every time
you don't, though. Not everybody did.
When Pascal was coming by, Spicy P, that's his nickname, right? He's shaking up, he's looking over at you. Yeah, he's got the bottle or the what's the drink called? Champagne, and he's spraying it out on the fans. Marcus all coming, ole, ole, ole. He's like, what was that? And then he starts amping you back up like this. It's an experience that you can have, and you see, I think it's because I'm a pro wrestling guy. That's why maybe I appreciate that fan interaction with the athlete. It was great.
Yeah, maybe because maybe. But where do we want to? I basically have this down. It'll be good enough, I think. But where do we want to start?
National Spider-Man Day. Is it spoilers if we go to Spider-Man?
What do you mean it's the spoilers?
You said there's Spider-Man 4. Big details in the title.
Yeah, there's things that have been put out there by Daniel RPK. I mean, things what I'm going to be talking about is not a scoop that was given to me. It was given to GeekyCast. He shared it. Let's go. I'm just sharing what he shared.
Let's see what he said. And yeah, I do hear the dog. But let's see what GeekyCast has got to say.
Okay, I'm gonna move him because I don't want to deal with that today. So hold on.
All right. Hello to Torian. Good to see you today. Good morning to Groovy Fee and Kingsport Cal. we're about to get into some Spider-Man. And of course, everybody knows recasting T'Challa is of the utmost importance in film. I don't care about really anything else in Marvel if they don't recast him. I'll give them I'll give them a year until Secret Wars comes out in the next 2 years now. And if he's not back, and if they say we're gonna go ahead and make that little baby boy a little bit older, and he can be T'Challa now. And if they do that, then I am checking out of Marvel 100%. And I know I'm not alone, but I'm not the majority. There are going to be some people who are going to say, yeah, this is great. Got to support it. Look, you got a black superhero. No, you're not going to support a black superhero. There's a reason why I'm not watching Eyes of Wakanda. I don't want to incentivize these guys and reward them with the strategy of diminishing the greatest black character ever with a substitute. That's just, a representation thing means something to me. Don't have to worry about that for Spider-Man, though, because he's a white guy with white supporting characters, and I don't like race swapping, and I don't like replacements or the notion that the idea of being a white character is offensive, and therefore we've got to change the race of this character and put in Zendaya. I don't think that's progressive either. I think it stirs the pot, it breeds resentment, and it never lasts. So there's no benefit long term to popularizing that character. Don't care. Fantastic Four had all white people. Didn't care. Not even a bit. Didn't affect me. The real Rain has entered the chat. Oh, that's beef. Iconic says, do you have any suggestions who they should recast him? I think I'm open to anybody, but my most important is the picture that I got here, which is Aldous Hodge. And that could be DeWanda Wise as Storm. Aldous Hodge is probably my go-to. I'd respect if they did Damson Idris if he was playing old grown-up T'Challa, not grown-up version of him. If he played T'Challa proper, yeah, I'd be down for Damson Idris. So that's A and B. Who else would I like? I don't know. Surprise me. Find some guy you've never heard of who would sign for like 9 pictures and a TV show appearance here and there, and get that guy. But you don't have to get somebody who's like a bigger name in Hollywood, who's got options, who's going to be able to tell you, no, I can't make that shoot. I'm too busy with my TV show with Netflix. I got this Amazon Prime deal, and now I'm like, I don't want that. I want availability for these superheroes who we want to be consistently reoccurring. Guys like Thor's, we haven't seen Thor since 2021, 22. I want to see these heroes often. And so a Black Panther who's going to be available is more important to me than the star power that they can bring. And that goes for all the heroes. These new X-Men that they're going to cast, yeah, get some young people. Get some young cast members who are 25, straight out of acting college. You scouted them. You say, you would make a really good Scott Summers. You could be really good as Wolverine. Stein here. Whoa, 10 movies. Wow. Yeah. Awesome. And they don't have the what Tom Holland did to the studio, remember? Where he was in between contracts and he was like, I don't think I'm going to return this. So oh, yeah, exactly. 14 million. Got it. I'll be there. You don't want somebody to hold you up for $14 million. Just sign them when they're young and they'll say yes to anything, and not when they got that star power in the middle of a contract in the middle of a run where they're negotiating contracts. You can open it up, Darius.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, don't, if you have kids or pets or like kids, Jesus. Okay, Spider-Man. Now, again, this is not coming from myself. This was not given to me. This is coming from GeekyCast. So I want to give credit where credit is due. He did post a video about this. You can go and watch the full video if you would like on his channel. This is what he said. He said a couple of, this is again for Spider-Man 4. Anyway, he goes, a couple of Avengers are possibly going to show up, and the villain is not who you think it is. And he goes on to say, so as always, take this with a grain of salt. I was reached out to, and it goes as follows. I received some information about Spider-Man Brand New Day, and it's regarding Sam Wilson along with Shang-Chi. And they are set to appear in a scene that is related to Bruce Banner's case. The movie will start building up Sam's team this movie will start building up Sam's team, showing that he's already been active and gradually growing the Avengers. This is something we've learned about in the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, and how he's trying to go after Bucky for copyright infringement and trying to sue the new Avengers with the Z. He goes on to say that this is going to set the stage for Avengers Doomsday. During this scene, Sam actually tries to invite Peter to join the team, but he doesn't know it's Peter Parker due to the spell at the end of No Way Home. Peter declines and pretty much wants to keep doing his own thing, focusing on protecting his small neighborhood and being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And then he adds that Alex over the Cosmic Circus said that the film is really based on Spider-Man and Spider-Man alone, and how he's trying to become Spider-Man. He's kind of pushing away the Peter Parker persona. Obviously, he's going to be working. Obviously, he's going to be going to college, and he's going to be crime fighting. Those are the three things about Peter in this film. But they do want to note that, however, Peter does make it very clear that if Sam and the team are needing him, then he will truly come help and support. And he goes on to say, they also goes on to say that this is really nothing major. It's a very small scene. Sam and Shang-Chi only show up very briefly once again to deal with the Bruce Banner situation, which he's being taken to prison, which Bruce is being taken to prison in the middle of the ocean, which we can only assume is the raft.
Of course.
There's a short dialogue between Sam and Shang-Chi and Peter. This Hulk moment only happens in the first act, doesn't really play into the main plot. And they've also gone on to say that the whole Spider-Man vs. Hulk thing takes place during the first act. It's going to be fast-paced. It's going to be a fast-paced thing that's going to hit right off the bat, and it's going to go on a run. I don't know what that means. Then he says, and essentially the reason why Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, is losing control actually ties into the main plot to the villainous organization that's being ran by Mr. Negative. The organization is going to be causing Bruce Banner's outbursts constantly, so we can assume that Mr. Negative is using positive negative energies or whatever and messing with Bruce's brain, obviously overstimulating him, causing the Hulk and Bruce Banner not to cooperate and really just have these outbursts, turning him back to Savage Hulk.
Thank you, Mr. Negative.
Shooting starts today, according to Daniel RPK. He said we're going to see a scene where the Punisher versus Spider-Man, and they're going to be fighting over a truck. And as you see today, one of the things that has been shared,
because they're filming it, they already started with that scene. Okay, I guess I see why you would start with more action scenes. It'll take the most to kind of edit and the most time.
Right, probably so. But they've started to pull in the trucks and things like that. Daniel RPK did go on. I have some of this bookmarked. Daniel RPK went on to say that Punisher drives this tank. So I guess this is at one point in time, it was, I guess, a damage control tank in the rumors, but it has something to do with, who was it? The Demons? Yeah, the armored vehicle spotted on set of Spider-Man Brand New Day have an inner demon logo, and that is obviously the and Mr. Negative's whole deal. The inner demon logo on them. This stunt is rumored to be part of the third act. Could Mr. Negative also be making an appearance or a hint towards the future?
It's not even a question now. Look at the masks they're wearing.
Right, but this is the video game.
Oh my! Okay, video games got good graphics. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that's the video game. Now, this picture on the left is the footage from the set. We heard yesterday they closed down 60 streets for this big fight scene wherever they are currently filming. The suit also has been revealed a little, not fully. They have said that it's going to be fully revealed later on today at some point. They just had this little teaser video deal here that shows that his new suit is going to have the raised webbing on the suit, like on Toby's and on Andrew's. It's not going to be the final swing suit that we saw at the end of No Way Home. This is going to be a completely different suit. This film also does take place in 2027, so it's in the.
Can you explain raised webbing?
So on Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's actual suits that they wear, the webbing is not, so it's not like if you wear a graphic tee how it's flat. It's more like the webbing's it's 3D, like it sticks out.
It's textured. It's not just one.
Textured.
You print it on a T-shirt and the surface is the same. It's
right.
Okay. All right. Raised webbing.
Yeah, so they're going to have that, and it goes on here just that Tom Holland gets a new suit with raised webbing, similar to Tobey Maguire's and Andrew Garfield's. The team up with Punisher, Spider-Man fights Hulk. These are things we kind of know, obviously, film featuring Mr. Negative. So the villain, or the main villain, is likely going to be Mr. Negative. The Hulk versus Spider-Man thing is not as broad as we once thought it was going to be. It's only going to be a sequence within the film. Shang-Chi showing up was always one of the rumors in there. I remember originally it was like Moon Knight and someone else showing up too. Or not Moon Knight, I'm sorry, Ant-Man. Ant-Man showing up at one point, but I don't know if the Ant-Man is still showing up, as right now it looks like it's just Sam and Shang-Chi. But Shang-Chi we knew was inevitable with Destin Daniel Cretton directing this. We haven't seen Shang-Chi since Shang-Chi. So
and during the Spider Island comic circa 2011, he teaches Spider-Man of like a spider kung fu style.
So it all could play in. It all could play in. But they are filming, like I said, they're filming, so we expect to see more of the fight scenes. Expect to see, I'm sure, Bernthal's double with Holland's double as they're filming some of these things, and blah blah blah, all the things we normally see when Marvel movies are filming. And expect, I'm sure, more and more and more to come out about what Brand New Day is going to exactly be.
One thing we know that Sony's going to do is they're going to get a top star or other superheroes in their movie. I feel like that might be in the contract because Nick Fury or Sam Jackson was part of the movie. Robert Downey Jr. was part of his first movie. When they got Benedict Cumberbatch Strange to come inside the last No Way Home movie, not to mention the other, Toby and the other ones. What's the other one's name? I forget. Toby and Tom were in it.
No Way Home.
Yeah. It was the two names of the Spider-Man, the relevant ones I remember, not the third one, but
they were in Andrew, the best one.
Andrew, that's the one. So this time around, why would Sony be any different? Yeah, give us some superheroes. Oh, okay, I got you. Hulk. And maybe Sam Wilson. Because Anthony Mackie and Tom Holland do have this back and forth fun relationship. Maybe that was off the request of Tom. Like, I want to have him in my movie. It would be fun. We'd be great. And then I can imagine that Shang-Chi, like you said, Destin Daniel Cretton was like, that's my boy. Let's make him a superhero in this movie, right? Sony, you guys want other superheroes? Let's go bring them in. And so we get just a dessert in the middle of 2026 where, it should be good. Superhero movies might be okay. I would hope that Supergirl performs well and does what it needs to do with me. People like Fantastic Four, people like Superman, people were receptive to Thunderbolts. The last few movies, they've kind of been like, oh, we're fine, we're doing okay. Ignore Brave New World, but look back at Deadpool Wolverine. That was pretty good. I think we're there when it comes to the movies. Sony's not coming in with a Morbius, or Sony's not going to come in with some of their lesser stuff. We got less slop when it comes to the Disney Plus TV shows. We would hope DC does their good TV shows with Peacemaker coming and Lanterns coming. I think we are in the clear. We've gone and traveled through the dustiest road, and now there's still some potholes, but the pavement is getting better and better. We're getting closer to that city.
Yeah, I think they're really gonna nail this. Really nail this. I mean, I love all three of Tom's films within the MCU. I think he's a fantastic Spider-Man. I think Destin doing this is, what we've heard it being the most comic booky thing since Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, and the montage that we possibly will get of him fighting all these different villains before we actually see him fighting the main villain, and he's actually Spider-Man, crime level, street level crime. I think that they're really gonna nail this. We've heard the rumors of Tomei coming back. We've heard about, obviously, Zendaya and Jacob Batalon coming back. I don't think it's for a big role. Remember, they don't remember who he is. They're also off in college. So if they do see him or he does see them, it's going to, I don't think, be in a big thing, or it could even be flashbacks. with May showing up, it could be a flashback thing. Remember, this is titled Brand New Day, and we know that it is going off of the comic where May is lost and Spider-Man makes the deal. And I don't know if that's going to be what they're doing. I doubt it. You're hearing Mr. Negative. We're hearing the Hulk. We're not hearing anything about, tragic loss. He's about, and then him making a deal to get certain things back. Could it be? I don't know. We haven't heard anything about Mephisto, though, so I doubt it. I doubt they'll go that route in this film. But it is going to possibly be something to do with getting what you once had back. And that could be in way of Doctor Doom instead of Mephisto. Once he reveals himself to be, or the face of Tony to his once, Spider-Boy or whatever everybody called him. I'm sure he's going to fall, weak and be like, oh my gosh, you look just like Tony, da 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 da. But he could offer him anything and lie to him. Get Peter to help him. I know that was something that was out there that they were actually that's in the Doomsday League. So we'll talk about that one, but that's in the Doomsday League. But that's really it for Spider-Man. That's what we know so far. It is filming currently, so expect different Spider-Man news probably every day. It's the next big thing that's coming out. So I'm excited for Spider-Man. Love Spider-Man. Can't wait for this one. I like Mr. Negative. Like with the storyline they did in the video game with it. If this is our way of getting Savage Hulk back, fantastic. So yeah, let's do it.
Stephen Yeun as Mr. Negative?
I would like it. Who were they originally talking about?
I don't know.
Let me go back to that.
Probably a white woman.
No. Cornelius just posted that.
It was Julia Gardner, and she's like, nah, let me be Norrin Rat instead. They said, we can't do that. Wait, there's this comic book from Earth X. Let's do Shalabal. This will be perfect. Just what the fans were looking for.
It was this dude. I think it was Daniel that said they...
All right.
Yeah, okay. Stephen Yeun.
Stephen Yeun would be my choice. Why do you say DJ Khaled? What did we talk about to make you write that? Here,
I wouldn't mind Stephen Yeun either, but I wouldn't mind him at all.
But you don't cover his face and make it a different color like that.
Why would you not?
You got a star because he's like,
fuck that, bro. We did that stupid shit with what's his name?
Christian Bale.
Yeah, Christian Bale, and it was the worst. Like, what? No. So understand this. I don't care your stardom. How big a star you are, when you sign up for a comic book Marvel movie and you know that, hey, I'm playing somebody that looks crazy.
It's not the actor. It's the studio who chose that. Why are you mad at the actor? I don't care. You want your face in the movie. I don't care who you are. It's about the studio. They know having
reports that were coming out during Thor: Love and Thunder at that time was that Bale didn't want to cover his face. So don't do it. If you're not willing to look like what we want the actual villain or the character to look like, and don't do it. We don't want to see Christian Bale. We want to see Gore the God Butcher, but we got Christian Bale doing weird shit. Kidnapping kids. So no. So I think you need to look the part. So if he comes in saying, "Oh, I don't want to cover my," which I don't think Stephen Yeun would do that, but I don't want to cover my face, then toodles. If we don't want to see Spider-Man fighting Steven, I want to see Spider-Man fighting Mr. Negative.
We got Henry Golding, and then there's B.D. Wong, who's a good actor.
Which one's he? The dude from Jurassic Park?
Maybe.
I think that is who that is.
Sadie has to be Jackpot. That'd be interesting.
Jurassic Park.
Stephen Yeun is younger though, and just did Mission Impossible. 64 is a little bit old, but He doesn't look 64.
Well, we also don't know if this is repeat. This could be a typical Marvel thing. He might die.
Yeah.
Never see him again.
Yeah. Over the last few movies, though, we haven't had the villain die. Harrison Ford, or I mean, Thunderbolt Ross is still alive. He's just in jail. Galactus is alive. He's just on the other side of a hole.
The High Evolutionary is still alive.
High Evolutionary still alive, you think?
I think they alluded, and James Gunn said also, he said he's still alive.
Oh.
Yeah,
Not that it means anything, but okay.
That's true. It doesn't. He's not there any longer.
That'd be cool if he appeared in Avengers Secret Wars on Battle World. Like his section of Battle World is with the animals. Oh my god.
But an actual, but this version of him actually looks like the comic version of him. Yeah, that'd be cool. It's funny. One of my friends, again, a casual, came in here in my room. Like I showed you guys all the figures yesterday. I have a High Evolutionary figure, and he's like, "Who's this guy?" And I was like, "Oh, that's the High Evolutionary." He's like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "That's the villain from Guardians 3." He's like, "That's him?" He's like, "That doesn't even look like the dude." I was like, "Yeah, I know. It's they do their own thing." So yeah, no, if he looked exactly like that, that'd be dope.
Pantheon says that's why I give all props to Carl Urban when he played Dredd. Other doctors need to take note. Other actors need to take note. Sadie could be Felicia Hardy, Black Cat.
I think that's a very big possibility. That was one of the covers that Destin shared. So it's a very big possibility.
Thank you, Chuck Cage. Can I give you my final thoughts on this plot leak?
Yes, please.
It sounds like a good movie, and I'm interested just from that. Just there's going to be many superheroes in it, but that's just the first act of it. It's going to build into Mr. Negative, who's a villain we haven't seen displayed on the movie theater screens. And Tom Holland is a good actor. I'm happy with it. A grown-up Spider-Man. He's got a more 3D suit. He's not playing around. They're not resting, you know? This is good. I like it.
Yeah, I like it a lot. And I think it will be super successful. And I think it's what they need going into Doomsday. They need that success, they need that word of mouth. And if that post-credit scene is anything like we're going to get into Doomsday, well, sorry, that's for Doomsday. But if the post-credit scene is anything like people are predicting, and some of the scoopers have said what it's going to be, then that could really be a great talking point moving forward after, into Doomsday, to get people even more excited, attached with the trailer and other things. So yeah, I like this. Spider-Man is Spider-Man, so.
Yeah. And it'll make some money. I hope it goes to China. Somebody earlier wrote something about how there's no Chinese box office anymore. So one of you guys wrote it. Here it is from Eugene Johnson. Hi, Eugene. China ain't supporting these movies. I think they'll be fine with Spider-Man. I think
Spider-Man is one of the ones that it's just universal.
But will it be supporting it the way it did 7 years ago? And those that era may be gone. There's still a decent box office to be had, yeah, in China. But that is a good point. I've seen it being raised, and it's true. The Chinese market isn't what it used to be for these big movies. Unfortunately. It never was for Star Wars. For Star Wars, it was they never had the childhood memories and stuff like that. It's maybe good news, though. Maybe the movie theaters, movie studios won't be catering movies for China, and they'll think of maybe us more. Is that right to say? Does that sound like it's a little bit anti-China? I don't mean to sound hateful, but there are different people with different interests, and instead of focusing on the spectacle, the universal physical comedy and humor and stuff like that everyone in the world can get, they'll be like, nah, story, words, references, jokes. Like, let's keep it for the English-speaking audience.
I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot that obviously outside of what we normally talk about on the streams that go into China's participation in viewing American films. So we'll see. We'll see exactly what it does. I don't know. They didn't go watch Fantastic Four, so.
Yeah. Is it a case that there's a tariffs on American films, or is it a case that China is just not supporting because of the other tariff? Even before the tariff stuff, before Trump won the second election, it still was declining. Hey, Michael. Marvel can't sell a Chinese villain to China. Government won't allow it. It's why the Mandarin was drastically changed.
Oh, well. It ain't going to China. I don't think they'd change Mr. Negative, and with Destin definitely directing it, he's not going to change Mr. Negative's race. I wouldn't want them to change Mr. Negative's race.
He's Chinese, are you sure?
I'm almost positive.
Okay.
I'm almost positive in all iterations he's been less like somewhere in like the old.
I'm just saying because Steven Yeun was Korean and he was up for it. They changed China to Japan for Brave New Worlds. Oh. No, they didn't. Did they really? Changed when? Like they already filmed scenes where they said the word China and they reshot it, redubbed over it? Is that when? Ewan was Sentry. Yeah, he was cast for that.
He was.
He's
I'm
Chinese.
so glad that didn't happen.
That's why I don't think the Avengers movies will make 1.7 billion.
That's, I don't think it's going to make that less, but the conversation of is it going to for sure make $1 billion because it's an Avengers film is no longer a conversation. I don't think so. I don't think we're in that era still where we're just saying, oh, it's an Avengers film and we haven't seen the Avengers. It's going to make $1 billion. One day I'm saying that, the next day I'm not. It just depends on the climate of how people are reacting to things and what I'm just seeing out there. We talked about this before the Fantastic Four. We talked about this. We saw it in Brave New World, how it performed. We saw it in Thunderbolts, how it performed. Those two things, Brave New World affected them. Now, obviously, Marvel was going to shit before Brave New World, but Brave New World affected Thunderbolts, which Thunderbolts did terribly, and not as Fantastic Four's not doing as bad as Thunderbolts, but it affected Fantastic Four. If we see these effects go on, Eyes of Wakanda just dropped last night. No one's talking about it, but people that those channels, or not channels, review channels, or those Twitter pages like Agents of Fandom and people like that, they're talking, like, no one's talking about Eyes of Wakanda. Wonder Man comes out December or whatever, sometime this year, later this year, whenever. And then you'll go into Spider-Man being the next film. Spider-Man's going to do what Spider-Man's going to do because that's just simply Spider-Man. So they are really hinging on, because I remember a lot of people saying Fantastic Four has to do good. I remember saying, I don't think Fantastic Four has to do good. I don't think it has to do good. I think your success is dependent upon Spider-Man and whatever you put in Spider-Man in that post-credit scene to really get people excited for Doomsday. I was proven wrong with some of the reaction videos that have been going around for the Fantastic Four trailer. I did post a poll on my Instagram to my friends and asked them, did it excite them? Everybody said no. But let me put it this way, the one reaction video that's going around of everybody reacting, that huge theater of everybody like, oh, freaking out, that's just one react. I haven't seen like a chain of reaction videos from several different theaters. I've only seen one. So I still stand by the statement that I don't believe that post-credit scene did enough, even when we heard about it, when it leaked. I said, I don't think that's going to do enough to get people excited for Doomsday. So you're hinging your success on Spider-Man. Spider-Man has to do that to get people talking about Doomsday. If not, yeah, you could drop the trailer, but we've seen people got excited about the Fantastic Four trailers and still didn't go see the movie.
Yeah. You're iffy about it making 1 billion, not you're iffy about it making 2 billion, right?
No, I'm iffy about it making 2 billion.
Okay.
Maybe even $1 billion.
Oh yeah, that's where we lose me. I'm like, December holiday release. Other studios are gonna see that and they're gonna lay off. They'll be fine. There's no competition in January. It's to be the. I don't know. I think you're way wrong, but me and you debate over box office all the time. I think $1 billion is safe. I think $1.5 billion is like a safe estimate for Avengers.
I never agree with this statement when people say this. And the reason I don't agree with this statement is because Sony has proven time and time and time again, without Marvel, they're not successful. They showed it with Kraven. They showed it with Venom. They showed it with Madam Web. They showed it so much that they canceled El Muerto. They canceled the buddy cop film with Sandman and Rhino. They showed it with Morbius. So without Marvel Studios actually getting in there and backing them, I don't think it's a win for Sony. I still call that a win for Marvel. Sony's just giving them permission and allowing them to play with the toys.
If Marvel puts up 25% of the budget and they're allowed to get 25% of the...
Sony did not do fine without Marvel. That's not a true statement. I'm sorry, Chill, go ahead.
Marvel does win. They do make money off of it too. It's just a percentage. But what's a percentage of $1.9 billion, which is what Spider-Man No Way Home did. They made more than they did with Brave New Worlds. Avatar is out in December, but that's this year's December. It's 2025 December. The 26th December, Disney is not putting both their Avengers and their Avatar out. They had 2 Spider-Man franchises before Marvel, and they all made over $700 million.
Okay, so if we're talking about what are we talking? We're talking Toby and Andrews. If that's what we're talking about, that's before they tried to dip their toe into the cinematic universe pool. So when they tried to dip their toe into the cinematic universe pool and they tried to make everything connect, starting with Venom, then they wanted to give us Morbius and they gave us Madam Web, which the star of the damn movie didn't even go see. Then they tried to give you fucking what's his name? The guitar afro playing dude. They wanted Donald Glover to play him. Hypno Hustler. They had all these ideas and they went to shit so much that Sony said, let's just cancel it all. Let's just not do it anymore because we're not making money from it. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's coming to watch these films. I don't believe Sony was successful without Marvel. Sure, Toby's films, of course, a success. Andrew's films, we wanted more Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man. It's going to do what it's going to do. But notice the difference in all those films that I named. What was absent? Spider-Man. That's why it failed. So no, Sony did nothing without Marvel. Nothing. They wanted to do an El Muerto film. Hypno Hustler.
That was Bad Bunny's movie, wasn't it?
Yeah. Hypno fucking Hustler. With no Spider-Man, by the way. Spider-Man was absent in both of these films. A buddy cop film with Sandman and Rhino.
But they did Into the Spider-Verse, and those 2 movies did well.
Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse is great.
Dan Snyder, Jeff, John Roca, Hot Mic podcast yesterday. Talk to me about Black Panther.
I'll give you something bigger right now. I mean,
okay.
it's already out there, but I mean, it's legit. Black Panther 3, that's February 2028.
Oh,
that's going to start production at the top of 2027.
Wow.
And that will be in theaters.
John, wow.
You know,
you know what the July 2027 movie is? No, I don't.
What's your guess?
I'm not making guess. I'm not here to fucking guess.
I mean,
my guess is Doctor Strange then for that July 2027. But February in 2028, the 3rd movie that they call Black Panther. No guarantees who's going to be in it, but that is the release date. That makes sense to me because the first Black Panther was a February release. Brave New World was a February release. When Blade was announced, wasn't it announced for February? Maybe it wasn't, never mind. But it just feels like that's the way that they think. February historically is a terrible movie month. February is when there's no competition out there. Remember when Ant-Man Quantumania came out and its competition was Cocaine Bear? And it lost that weekend on its second weekend. Cocaine Bear I think it got a victory that weekend. It was crazy. It was a crazy time. This is no, because Black Panther 2, On D23 of 2019, Chadwick Boseman came on the stage. Ryan Coogler came on the stage. We got a second Black Panther movie. It's coming out in May. When they knew they had a juggernaut on their hands, they decided that this will be a May release, their premiere month, the month the Avengers have come out in, the month that the Iron Man movies come out in. May is the best Marvel month. That's what they did when they thought Black Panther 2 was going to be a thing, and before lockdowns, before actor strikes and everything, played with the releases, and it eventually did come out in November. The original plan was for Black Panther to be a May release. Here we go again. The original plan is to go to February, though, not May. That's a vote of non-confidence if I've ever seen one. Can't emphasize how strongly I feel about this. February is not the month you want your movies to be out on. It's terrible. And don't be, Black History Month. Don't be convinced that this is some sort of gesture or honor or respectful move to have a movie come out in February, a garbage month for movies, because in the northern hemisphere where most of moviegoers live, it's cold and people don't want to go outside. February.
We'll see. I mean, I have really nothing. I mean, February. Okay. Sure. Guess they'll know. I don't know. Will they know then if he's recasted? Again, I've said it time and time again, and I'll say it for new viewers. If you're new and watching and confused by my lack of enthusiasm around Black Panther, is the main character T'Challa, son of T'Chaka, not to Junior, not Toussaint, not to any of these other made-up characters, or is he going to be there? Because if not, then you might as well dead it. And I actually know what, I can't even say you might as well dead it, because I've already said what I think. I think the casuals and everybody else will show up for this film. I think that they will still make it a success. And I know other people disagree with me, but the reason I say they'll make it a success is because they've already proven online that as long as it's a male Black Panther and you're not in it, it's T'Challa, and they're going to be in the MCU is going to call him T'Challa. Make no mistake. They're not going to call him Toussaint. They're not going to call him TJ. They're not going to call him to Junior or anything else. Like, they're going to call him T'Challa. So when they call him T'Challa, the casual fans are going to eat that up. And when the casual fans eat that up, Marvel's going to high five themselves as they're getting excited about talks about Black Panther 3 behind the scenes, getting excited and say, hey, we did it again. They love it. They love it. And we did this without, we did this with keeping what, still standing 10 toes down on what we believed in 2022, that we're doing this to honor Chad and this and this and that. And this is Ryan's story. And we got it. They got their T'Challa. The casuals are going to eat it up. So that's why my enthusiasm around, and I don't know if Blue got a scoop, but that's my enthusiasm around Black Panther 3. No, I don't. And even if it is Shuri, sure, okay, keep it Shuri. I won't be there. I won't be there. Her publishings weren't as successful when they posted those when they were on the shelves. So why do you think that putting her on the screen, it wasn't successful the first time? I know everybody likes to say, oh, you're lying. It made good money. It made $800. That's a success. It made that because they advertised a fucking funeral. So yes, if I'm a fan of Chadwick Boseman and you're telling me this is a way to honor him, and I'm seeing the opening crawl and it's pictures and images of him, Chadwick Boseman as the Black Panther, and the first opening is you burying him. Yeah, I'm coming because I want to honor him. And then the other half is curiosity. What are you doing with this film?
They don't have that for the third Black Panther. They've got confirmation T'Challa's not there anymore. And yeah, Shuri, I guess, or T'Childs, whichever one they go with. And then Blue says, he already told me, and he says it's February is the best release month to get the black dollar. He says this is when your income taxes, your taxes come in. He says, I forget what else he told me. Yeah, $1.7 trillion of spending power in the Black community, and it's not going to like just chill in the bank. It's actually going to be spent. So he makes a case there. I still think, what is the Black community? 13% of America? 13%? Like, all right.
Yeah, but see, that I agree with Blue on that, because I think I don't want to say we all, I don't underestimate the power of the black dollar. And they know, the world, they all know the power of the black dollar. You can get black folks to show up and really invest in something. The black dollar is a whole nother topic type of deal, how it really shapes certain things and moves goalposts for like the black dollar is.
Let's use it for movies. The black dollar made Sinners an unbelievable overperforming success story. We're talking about a film that grossed 360 million. If Black Panther does 360, that's bad.
Yeah. But if you look at the first Black Panther film, what the black dollar did,
okay,
you have to understand not everybody's into horror either. You're one of them.
What's the percentage of the Black Panther won a black audience? Was it 75% black people who helped get that thing up high to what it made? No,
no,
I think it was 30.
I'm not sure. I don't, but I do know that anytime during that time you looked around, it was black folks promoting that. It was black folks standing in line that you were seeing. It was black folks dressed up doing the Wakanda Forever. Like I said, I had an all-black team, a part of an all-black program, and we rented out 2 theaters for all black boys. So yeah, it was black folks really driving Black Panther.
Okay, but that's more than just. But the black dollar that wouldn't be called the black dollar, but it's still the influence, that like if you're the radio host of a TV show and white people are listening to you all the time and they go, why did I say radio host of a TV show? I don't know why I said that. But if you're just a host of something and you're being consumed and you're a white guy watching and you're going, oh, look, this black guy's going really hard for Black Panther, I'll go spend my money. You're not going to appear, like I said, 30% audience. You're not going to appear there. But it's because of the influence that made you want to watch the movie, right? It's because of the Kendrick Lamar SZA song made you want to see the movie. And you happen to be a white guy. But so you're not going to be factored into that 30% audience. But yeah, it's hard to measure how impactful recommendations are and cultural relevance is. So I'll give you guys that. Can Black Panther 3 do it again, bro? Can we get us a kick-ass artist? We got Rihanna for the second movie. Who do we get for the third one? Maybe we can get.
Rihanna was in the second one. Oh yeah, that sad, depressing song because it was a sad, depressing movie.
Yeah, they had some cameos too. Kamaru Usman, the UFC fighter, he was in there, and he was champion when they filmed it, and he lost his title, I think, a month before the movie came out. They almost could have had him on the red carpet with his championship and everything. But I don't know what kind of celebrities you want to get. Trevor Noah did a voice. Who's come up in the last 4 years that the Black Panther movie can cast? Tyla, maybe give her something.
Yeah, maybe.
Get one of them streams.
I would like to see Kendrick back personally. Doesn't Kendrick do? He was on the second as well. Yeah, I'd like to see Kendrick back personally. I think keep that theme going with Kendrick. He was one of the best parts of. Well, again, I detest Wakanda Forever. That trailer's a masterpiece. That is one of Marvel's absolute best fucking trailers they've ever released. That trailer's a masterpiece. T'Challa missing aside, the trailer's a masterpiece. So the song, the slowly going into the week gonna be all like just bro, shit, tough. I don't know. They always hit with that soundtrack when it comes to Black Panther though. So I do hope that they keep that going. And Kevin Davis only seems to ever chime in when we're talking Black Panther. So I don't know if he has a stake in the game. But no one ever said it wasn't. I actually said it would because of people like you, casuals like yourself, that are going to eat that shit up and take in that T'Challa that's to Junior, but they're going to call him T'Challa. So you're going to be like, hey, yeah, but you would have probably been okay with Junior anyway. But hey, yeah, T'Challa. So yeah, you guys are, it's going to make money. You are for all the times that you do chime in. This is the one time you're right.
Kevin Davis not a real guy. Kevin Davis not even listening. Kevin, if you're still in the chat, type 1. He just comes in, does stuff, doesn't even capitalize the word Black and Panther. Kevin, if we sent you a link, would you join? Are you a real person with a voice? Black culture moves the needle, chill, which is backed up by the black dollar. The first soundtrack is all-time legendary. I still listen to it. Oh, Burna Boy, he's someone who could be in it. Should be in the next movie. Yeah, he should be. Chill looks for the menace around every corner, and it's often there. You guys are calling me conspiracy theorists, and there's no shame in that. There is no shame in looking into the future and going, there is some BS here, rather than, I don't know, living dumb and blind and saying, oh, everything's okay. When that politician said what he said, he meant it. We're not being lied to. Everything's okay. No one's corrupt. No.
Sorry.
No, don't worry. I was done.
Well, I was just going to say, so if production goes in beginning early 2027, Secret Wars is what date in 2027?
December.
Okay. Secret Wars is December 2027. They go into production early 2027. So I'd assume we would have to know in Secret Wars, you would know if he's back then, because would that not play into the new world?
You know, it kind of reminds me of, because Endgame came in May and in July we got Far From Home. There was no Tony Stark death that they talked about until after the movie came out. So like they could keep a secret that is pretty big.
That's true.
We'll get a teaser trailer. Look, a teaser trailer for the February movie will be playing as we sit down for Secret Wars. We'll be watching, Black Panther 3, look interesting. It's a teaser trailer. But the spoiler trailer will come out the week after Avengers Secret Wars has been in theaters. They'll say, spoiler alert, and then you'll see who becomes Black Panther that they decided in Secret Wars. Ugh, this is messy. Because I want confirmation that you'll actually make a movie with Black Panther, with T'Challa. And it's going to be a long 3 years. 2 years. 2 years and 5 months.
Yeah, it is going to be a long, and that's the exhausting part of it. It's going to be a long 2 years of repeating some of the same things, or there's going to be some new things that we're going to be able to go off of. But I just need to reach the point. I've said this before, of just what are we doing, so I know how to act accordingly.
And I need full confirmation, not just this is the actor and he's playing Black Panther. How do we know he's not playing a grown-up version of Toussaint?
That's the neat part. That's the neat part.
Next up, Eyes of Wakanda?
Yeah, let's look into some of these reviews because I haven't seen Eyes of Wakanda, but I did watch, shout out to Brandon B. Avery over on his channel, Just My Opinions reviews. I watched his review this morning. He didn't love it. He didn't hate it. He said that there were obvious reasons that he struggled to watch it, but obviously because Brandon does reviews, he's going to do due diligence and do his job. So he watched Eyes of Wakanda and said he struggled, getting into it, obviously because of the absence of T'Challa and things like that. But he, said that there were things he liked. He didn't like the first episode. He said he found it hard to sometimes connect to some of the characters. But overall, he said it's not that bad. And that's a 14-minute video, so you can go check it out.
Did he get early access, or is it available for everyone right now?
No, it's available for everyone right now. He watched it.
When
I watched his review, it had only been up for an hour.
Okay. They did the midnight release thing. And so it's been out now. And I think I'd have been tagged like crazy if something significant happened. Somebody in the chat wrote earlier that it's the fourth or the third act, sorry. Someone said that the time travel happens in the episode 4. And fine. It's good to know.
What is it?
I don't know. Someone wrote time travel. Did anyone who actually watched it?
Did anybody in the chat watch it? And no one, if you did, it's fine. I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, damn, I watched it. Okay, great. That's fine. I watch shit all the time that people don't like. It's your prerogative.
Your prerogative. If I type the Eyes of Wakanda hashtag, what pops up? The latest people to talk about it. Playing clips.
Johnny said it was a future BP. So they went forward.
How much into the future? 10 years or longer?
I think so they did fight the Horde. You know, those leaks, man, they be right. What did or Brandon said the first episode is like what? The Trojan War, 12,000 BC or something like that.
Okay. Maybe if I type Eyes of Wakanda Panther, it'll show the clips of Panthers. Nah. The last Panther. I guess that's when you go into the future to see who becomes the last Black Panther. Right?
Who are there people's reviews up on? That says spoilers. That's fine. Are there people's like reviews?
You go look for that.
Abandoning the mission was my call.
Let's see.
Although Kuda is the senior agent, well,
I think
it is future we fought for.
that's the artifact that was stolen in Benin, but it's really Wakandan. That's a good touch.
Oh, the Easter egg. This one says, in Marvel's Eyes of Wakanda, we watch as Wakanda's war dogs retrieve stolen vibranium artifacts from around the world. The series is light on story, but boasts rich animation, cool characters, and great action sequences. Short and sweet, and the series could have easily been extended.
Bend the passage.
Go ahead.
Oh no, it's just a spoiler thing, just what we saw of the Horde.
Yeah, it says that the Lady Black Panther protecting the future Wakanda nation and sacrificing herself. This scene was everything.
I'm not seeing, your typical reviews. There's nobody. What I'm seeing is like the one you just saw from Jordan Jones, where he said spoilers, Achilles verse. Man, those leaks. Man, Achilles was in it too. Achilles verse whoever. And then they go on to say the emotion during their fight had me glued to the screen while heartbroken about friendship, no matter what, their home comes first. Love how this was done. It's things like that. It's not really full reviews.
The animated series Eyes of Wakanda, written by Jim Zub. That's a local creator. He actually would look at my comic book reviews and put it on his website. Jim Zub is diving deep into Wakanda's history and defense, featuring Black Panther and the Agents of Wakanda. This looks like a must-watch for the fans of the universe. Follow Review Comics for more comic drops.
I'll give you one. I'll give you a semi-long one first. I'm going to give you this other one. This one said, in short, Eyes of Wakanda is James Bond meets Black Panther. It's short, sweet, action-packed, and feels fresh. Ryan Coogler and Todd Harris return audiences to the world of Wakanda, taking them through its rich and expansive history, revealing secrets that have been kept for centuries. The animation is absolutely gorgeous, although it may take a while for some people to adjust to it. Yeah, because it gives very one of those Bible films, but not Prince of Egypt. Like one of those... what's that newest Bible film that just came? I don't even know what it's called, but it's animated, but it gives one of those. And it says, although it may take a while for people to adjust to it, and the score transports you around the world in this globe-trotting experience. It warrants its own existence by the final episode and will leave you wanting more from the world of Wakanda. Doesn't Wakanda always leave you wanting more? No matter what it is. But this one here, the short one, from A.J. Fairnot, at KNerd89. In my head canon, I would like, and this is where casual, and this is not a casual fan. This may be a person that watches this shit. They watch Eyes of Wakanda. So, in their headcanon, I'd like to think that Eyes of Wakanda is a story told by Shuri to Prince T'Challa II.
Uh-oh.
We are seeing Eyes of Wakanda from the perspective of Prince T'Challa II's mindset.
Well, thank God it's only in your head canon, and that's not what we're actually like. That's not. I haven't seen the show, so I don't think. I don't know.
Okay, here's someone
Leo
that's
Rydell,
notable.
I know this dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say here's someone notable. Leo Rydell said, "Marvel's Eyes of Wakanda is a hit. We dive deep into Wakanda history, technology, and what serving Wakanda means. The animation is stunning, with colorful textures and tasteful incorporation of hand painting. Most of the episodes land. I love exploring that side of Marvel." You know, most of these that I'm seeing, though, even from Leo, it's like, oh, yeah, we dive back into Wakanda. That was something I think everybody knows because it's called Eyes of Wakanda. So, yes, we're diving back into Wakanda. Technology, we know that about Wakanda, but then most of the reviews go off into talking about how the animation is and how it's great with the painting. What is the story? What did you get from Wakanda? What made you want to go back to this nation without its leader being there? What adventures did you go on? I'm not seeing any of that in the reviews. What I'm seeing is it's beautiful, it's fun. We go to Wakanda, they got some technology, you'll have a good time.
I recall this one being canon. This was what made this one special. And my microphone is acting funny, but I remember them saying and advertising this as that. You got to see this one because unlike the others, it's not like Spider-Man Friendly Neighborhood or X-Men 97. This is in the MCU. And no one's telling me why it's so important that it's in the MCU. Aside from that one scene that Killmonger's looking at the artifacts.
Yeah. This person says, I wasn't hooked on Eyes of Wakanda after the first episode, but thankfully each episode is better than the last, and they get really fun by the end. There's only 4, so the animation style wasn't for me, and I wish we got more episodes, but overall a very enjoyable limited series coming to Disney+. Oh, Lord, we definitely ain't reading what that Coon had to say. Let's see. They connected the dots well, connecting each character. Okay. That's it.
Okay. Well, it's still the first day. Maybe people don't even know it's out yet. Oh, Real James, I know who he is.
Yeah, I know Real James. I'm subscribed to him. He said, I've watched all 4 episodes of Eyes of Wakanda. The animation, storytelling, and action are a treat, other than episode 2, which is pretty rough. Noni and Basha were my favorite, and it was really cool to see Iron Fist make an appearance. Episodes 1 and 3 are peak, so episodes 2 and 4 of the 4 episodes suck. So you get 2 good. That's what he's saying. I didn't say that. He said that.
He said peak.
Yeah.
I know Real James because he was covering Ianu.
Was he?
One of the few.
Well, there it is, Eyes of Wakanda, because that's it. Okay, I want to give each episode a review. Episode 1, Into the Lion's Den. I didn't expect Noni to be instantly likable. The lion was something serious, amazing technology. See how we're going, stunning. See what I said? What did I just say? They always start with that, but then they go into the amazing technology. Yes, it's Wakanda. Stunning animation. Multiple times I had to rewind to admire it.
Someone liked it. Good job, Magic Hands. Let's do James Gunn.
Yeah, we can go into Gunn.
You got the article open?
Yeah. So let's see. James Gunn teases Superman sequel that's not Superman 2, weighs in on toxic fans following SECC threats. Despite seemingly confirming plans for a Superman sequel, James Gunn has reiterated that his next project will simply put the Man of Steel front and center. He also weighed in on toxic fandoms. Yesterday, DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn seemingly confirmed that he's developing a Superman sequel. The movie has become the Man of Steel's first solo outing to pass $300 million at the U.S. box office and recently surpassed $500 million worldwide. A sequel would make sense then, but just as fans were starting to get excited, the filmmaker clarified that he was referring to the next movie he's writing that will see Superman play a big role in the story, but it isn't Superman 2. he's touched on this before. So I don't know why this is really, unless he says something new. This is the same movie. He told a fan on Threads, Superman has a major role. It's not Superman. He later added, it's a way off and somewhat muddied the waters by sharing his definition of a direct sequel. It's not, I'm not sure how you define direct sequel. I pretty much think Peacemaker Season 2 as a direct sequel to what? Superman? Interesting. Gunn has seemingly shot down the idea that the movie being world's finest team up with Batman and with Supergirl set to swoop into theaters next summer. It's hard to say what the Kryptonians' next DC project will be. Superman vs. the Authority has been mentioned online, suggesting Gunn could make the Guardians of the Galaxy styled ensemble with the Man of Tomorrow front and center. No. If that is the plan, it's likely based on Grant Morrison's Superman in the Authority comic book series. And this is, I guess, the conversation here that he had on Threads. Oh, he said a lot. There it is. In related news, Gunn has also responded to some of the toxicity online. This comes after a hardcore Snyderverse supporter posted a video claiming they'd invade the Peacemaker Season 2 panel at Comic-Con with the intention of running up on the DC boss.
That's Skywalker the Jedi stuff?
I don't know. Who's that?
It's one of the Snyder cult kind of guys, and he's known. He's got a reputation. He was doxing RJ on Twitter. According to RJ, he was doxing him on a YouTube stream. He was telling people where he works at. He pulled up. He quote unquote pulled up to James Gunn. But I also think that could be like wordplay. Like he was in the same place as James Gunn at Comic-Con, but don't say he stalked him and pulled up on him. Also, you got to have proof for that. You got to have a picture for that. You got to be more descriptive with what he did to James Gunn. So I also think like they're adding mustard to it by trying to villainize the Snyderverse fans. So I'm still undecided.
If so, if this is the wording he used, running up, or just either way, he didn't even have to use the wording. Why has it come to the point to where we as viewers and fans, you're that upset to where you're quote unquote wanting to run up on James Gunn? You know, typically the definition of run up means I'm ready to fight you. I'm running up on you. So he's going to run up on Gunn to fight him because Henry Cavill's not Superman? That's like insane jail time. Not like insane jail time as far as like the amount of time you'd spend there. I'm saying that's insane, period, in jail time. That's crazy. That's insane. Fighting because Henry Cavill is not Superman. Gunn initially mocked the notion that they were mean mugging him. This is insane. That they were mean mugging him in a room full of 6,500 people, but later got serious by addressing the deeper issue with many of these fans, where he said, if you're seeing something toxic online, my advice would be don't interact with it. Attention only fans the flames of online toxicity.
That's true.
It's one of the reasons I'm primarily on this platform. It's one of the reasons I'm primarily on this platform. It isn't because there are fewer toxic people here, although there seemingly are. It's because it started as an online culture more willing to let the toxic personalities in the back of the room shout himself, what is this, horse, and go away. When you shout back, you're making that voice relevant. Superman DC Studios' first feature film to hit the big screen is set to soar into theaters worldwide this summer, blah, blah, blah. We've all seen it. So it's an old article.
I got a little...
No, it's from today.
Let's check out some explaining of James Gunn responding to the stalker, quote unquote. This guy hates Skywalker the Jedi, so there's bias.
Oh, he looks insane. He looks like a mall shooter. That's crazy.
This guy isn't Skywalker the Jedi. This Skywalker the Jedi is... Give me 1 second. I can post the picture on like the overlay here on. But you may have seen Skywalker the Jedi next to Zack Snyder at SnyderCon. You may have seen this guy, this dude here. is Skywalker the Jedi on the left. And
Don't tell me it's a brother that said he was going to run up on Gunn.
I think because he's black, they're using the terms "run up on Gunn" and stuff. So I don't want to participate in the like extra dog whistle terms that they're going to use on Skywalker the Jedi. I just got to see the things play out.
But has he? You said he has a history of saying things like this to Gunn, though.
Before his live streams, he actually does this. He goes, "Restore the Snyderverse is asking for the continual whatever of the blah blah blah. We don't ask you to antagonize any of the Warner Brothers studios or any of the," like he actually reads a whole like thing that he's got. So I want to give him that respect. But then also, if you have to say that each and every time you stream, what does that mean? It means that your community has a reputation of taking things too far.
Yeah, that's why it pisses me off when they try to compare the recast crowd to that. We have never, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I've never come on here and said like, I'm gonna run up on Nate Moore, I'm gonna run up on Ryan Coogler. Like I've given my opinions on what how I think they handled this situation. But when it starts to get personal and you are threatening someone personally, that's crazy. That's crazy. There's real shit. People have bills. This is the first. That's crazy.
Last couple of days, he's been trying to dox people. He's been responded to by James Gunn, and he's trying to lawyer up so he can try to sue people. So let me just get into it right now. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe and also like the video as well. After my video went up, there was another post from Fandom Wire that reported on what he said, and he also reacted to that. He was saying, "Hey, everybody, just a quick update. Some of you might have seen the article from Fandom Wire claiming I snuck into Hall H at Comic-Con to disrupt James Gunn's Peacemaker panel. I'll keep it simple. That never happened. I'll keep it simple. It fucking did. You guys don't want to know this guy's name. If I'm going to refer to him in this video, it's going to be Snaggle, all right? You don't have to go watch his stupid videos. He's not worth watching. You don't have to actually give him any views because, honestly,
is he calling him Snaggle because he's missing teeth?
Nut. But
Maybe. But it's Skywalker the Jedi.
Snaggle, let me keep it simple. No, you can't sue a single person for anything because
what game is this
your
in the
words that you said. You didn't sneak
No, this is that Superman game, I think, from 2010.
in and you didn't try to disrupt James Gunn's panel. You literally said that you tried to infiltrate the Comic-Con panel, and you said you pulled up on James Gunn. And by the way, infiltrate means that you snuck into a place or you went into a place to try to retrieve, secret goods or, damage. The damage. Bro,
this game looks fun.
We're not playing games here. You're stupid as fuck. You don't got a case against anybody. Dude, I don't want him to have any, views or publicity. But I showed his, reactions before. So I'll go ahead and play it with the freaking chipmunk sound effect in the background. Go ahead.
Ain't no way that I was going to let James Gunn go to a panel out here, bro, and I not try to do my absolute fucking best to make sure that I pull up on this dude, and that is exactly what we did.
Visual representation of security in the back.
That man was shook, dog. Ain't no way you about to just get that shit off, and I'm about to just be there, and you ain't gonna have to look at me, dog.
So after all of that, after he said he pulled up to James Gunn and he made him shook, James Gunn actually came out and he responded. Somebody said, shout out to the guy who thought running up on James Gunn at San Diego Comic-Con was a good idea. Your daily reminder that these are just movies and you're not a freedom fighter in a war. Gunn and Snyder both have no idea you exist. And James Gunn said, I certainly didn't notice anyone running up on me. Running up, pulling up, bro, it's the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Running up, pulling up. I know where you're going, and I do see your point.
No, I'm not there anymore. I'm with you.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I do see your point because I wouldn't want them to be using dog words like that or anything like that. But he did say pull up on him and all that kind of, which is crazy. Talking about there's no way I would let James Gunn be in my city and I'm not gonna pull up on him and say what and do what. That is crazy as shit to me. Like I said, I have had my share of things that I've said about Nate Moore, things that I've said about Ryan Coogler, things that I've said about Kevin Feige in regards to Black Panther. However, if Ryan Coogler was to come to Oklahoma City, and he has to see the, for playoff games before, or Nate Moore was to be here, I'm not about to stop what I'm doing, map out a day to infiltrate wherever the fuck they are and ask them about decisions they made in a fictional world. Like, no. Now, again, if I was given the opportunity that E-Man was given to interview one of them, sure, I would throw those questions in there. But I'm not running up on a motherfucker that just pulls up in my city and they're a filmmaker and they have no idea who I am. That's insane. That's insane. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Kind of kooky.
It is. It is. It is. And I think that needs to be, that is one of the things that people talk about when they talk about crazy fans and crazy fandoms. As much as I love T'Challa, he's not real. I love the symbol that he is. I love what he stands for. I love the reason he was created. I love the hope and joy that he gives to young Black boys and young Black men in the Black community. I love that the place he's from is an uncolonized nation, and that everything about him that comes with him. That's what I love. But he's not real. Superman's not real. None of these people are real. So when you go out there and you're talking about running up on a real person over a fictional decision they made.
And it's not even about race or representation. It's just a preference of a movie director. There's no like meat here.
Yeah. That starts to look real straitjackety. That starts to look like you need to, you possibly don't need to be watching these movies. You know, I was so impressionable. I don't even know why I'm telling the story. I was such an impressionable kid. I was one of those kids, like once I saw something, I wanted to imitate it. So when I saw The Dark Knight, I imitated to a scary point of imitating Heath Ledger's The Dark Knight, to where my mother told me, you cannot watch that movie anymore. Maybe he's at that point where he doesn't need to be watching superhero fictional movies anymore. If you're running up on fucking directors and shit at Comic-Cons.
And doxing my friend RJ and saying where he lives and on a stream. I didn't see that clip, but I'm just gonna believe everything that's said about Skywalker the Jedi now that I've saw those words and saw how he acts. Yeah. Anyways, I'm not here to make enemies on YouTube, but I think we can all agree that what he's doing is wrong, and hopefully his audience can snap out of it and go, oh wait, this guy's taking things too far. We still want Snyder, but let's act like human beings on the internet. Sell Zack Snyder to Netflix. Sell the Snyderverse. Restore the Snyderverse. That's it.
Yeah.
Hi, Tony. Security would have slept Skeet Walker. I'd love to slap showrunner of Star Trek, but even if he was standing in front of me, I wouldn't do it.
Right.
Did you guys see that new trailer for the new Star Trek, the TV show?
I've never been a Trekkie, so no.
Me either. I just need to know if the lead character is Black. If it is, it's cool. But if it's not, if the pilot is that white woman, then I don't much care for it.
No, I have not. I am not.
So we covered Spider-Man, we did Black Panther and Eyes of Wakanda, we did Superman 2. Let's do Superman 2.
That was it. We did James Gunn. We just finished it. We went into Skeet and him threatening him.
Skeet.
Is that not his name?
To the window, to the wall.
What's his name?
Skeet. His name is Skywalker.
Oh. I really wasn't trying to be funny. I thought his name was Skeet. Where'd Skeet come from? Am I making that up? Did I hear that?
Yeah, somebody typed it in the chat. Don't need it.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Skywalker.
Let's
You know the brand new day suit reveal hit over 4 million views in just 3 hours.
Damn. That's suit reveal culture. People love their suits. Because it's the toy buyers also who are saying, oh, what's the suit going to be like? What's the hot toy going to be?
Yeah. That too. And they have another picture. It says Universal truck has been spotted on the set for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Reminder that Universal still owns the rights to the Hulk, Spider-Man Brand New Day. So that's more proof that Hulk is in the film. Interesting. They still own the rights to the Hulk?
I guess. I thought it was over with.
I thought that was over with.
Yeah.
Okay. So we did that. Then the last thing would be the The next thing would be Doomsday, the Doomsday plot leak.
The Doomsday plot. Oh, there's about to be some spoilers, folks.
Spoilers.
Let's read a super chat before we do the Doomsday thing. Which song do I play here?
Before we even get into that, before we get into the super chat, just so everybody knows, I said this at the beginning of the stream. I want to say it now because there's more people in here for the Doomsday thing. Rebecca Romaine, who plays Mystique, said last week that they haven't even finished the script for Doomsday. She doesn't know if all her scenes are done yet. Nightcrawler, Alan Cummings, just posted on his Instagram story the other day, I guess I'm back in blue. And he posted a picture, a montage pictures of videos, pictures of Nightcrawler. And he also just said he didn't know when he was returning because the script. So take this leak with a grain of salt. There are several different leaks out there. This is one of the ones, the newest ones. So take it with a grain of salt, and this could all be fake.
The dinero. I'm too flat cam, $2. Are these tariffs making movies cost more in Canada? Yes, everything is making it cost more in Canada. And locally, every time you go to the grocery store or something, if it's Canadian made, they'll have the price, or there'll also be the flag next to it to tell you guys, don't buy nothing American. Everything is homegrown, and it incentivizes us not to spend money on other things. And it's helping our economy a little bit. The tariffs are working. The tariffs are affecting everything. It's the reason why the last prime minister won the election 4 or 5 months ago. It is tariff related.
Good old Donnie
T. He said something recently about Palestine, and then he was like, the next day, his bosses in Israel told him, you can't say that. We'll blackmail you more with these Jeffrey Epsteins. And he's like, okay, I changed my mind.
Can't stand that man. I cannot stand that man.
Wait, I thought Feige said that they film with finished scripts. Yeah, you just plus more when they're still finished. So you just plus more.
Yeah, Feige says a lot of shit. But he doesn't, but it's funny. Eben Moss Bactrot, who plays the Thing, did an interview after the film and said, for Doomsday, I think it was for Doomsday. I don't know if it was for Doomsday or it was for Fantastic Four, that he was talking about how the scripts weren't done. And literally, I think 2 days after, Feige's like, oh, no, we never go into a movie without a finished script. Well, you better tell your actors that, because they're out here telling us a different story.
So the Russos just go off of vibes. Look, Strange is going to tell Spider-Man this, and that's why Deadpool's got to react like that. Go, action. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, basically. Shit, that's the way Feige put it. He was like saying, oh, yeah, it's really cool. They all go off of each other. They help each other write it. So it's like, he's like, because they know these characters. I'm saying verbatim. I don't know word for word what he said. He's like, they know these characters, So it's like, while they're doing it, I guess, I don't know, is Sam like, oh, no, I wouldn't say that. Sam would say this. And they're like, oh, yeah. Is that how they're writing it? I don't know.
Let's open it up.
Is this the Doomsday?
Let's do Doomsday, yeah.
Okay, this is on my phone, so I have to read it from here. Okay.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. I didn't get to finish this, getting it all together on here either. This just on here. The Devil Wears Prada 2 is preparing to film a Met Gala inspired scene. I love the first one, so I've been paying attention to all the Devil Wears Prada things they've been doing. So I'll be watching that. Anyway, Doomsday. Here we are. All right, it starts this way. Again, grain of salt. This could be fugazi, fake. All right. Act 1, Avengers Reunite. That's what it's called. Dr. Doom has already learned about the TVA, Loki, and the multiversal incursion. Doom understands the concept of anchor beings and wants to destroy them so that he can create a new world where he rules everything. He kidnaps Franklin, which I don't agree with. I don't think he kidnaps Franklin. It just, the way that post-credit scene ends, it doesn't give Franklin afraid of him, or I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. He kidnaps Franklin to use the Omega level powers to help create a new world and travels to the X-Men universe to kill Professor X, the anchor being of that reality. So far, that doesn't sound too far-fetched, and this is in the thing here. Let me kind of skip past their wording and keep up with just the scoop, because they put their own thoughts in here. Let me see. Then it goes on to say, Shuri discovers signs of incursions in the multiverse instability. Outside of Doctor Strange, she is the most intelligent one, so she would find out. And then it says, let me see, they put their own words in here. She informed Sam Wilson, who begins to assemble the new Avengers team: Hulk, She-Hulk, Thor, Captain Marvel, Wong, and Shang-Chi. As Sam Wilson begins to reunite the Avengers, he asks Wong about the whereabouts of Doctor Strange. Wong replies that he doesn't know where Strange went after the events of Multiverse of Madness. Now there are rumors that apparently the untitled movie that's coming out in 2027 is Doctor Strange 3. Then it goes on to say, Shuri also detects the trace of someone from Earth 616 in the X-Men universe, Monica. Captain Marvel identifies her as Monica Rambeau, confirming she's stuck in that universe. The Fantastic Four then arrive on Earth searching for help. They are first empowered by the Thunderbolts, to whom they reveal Doctor Doom has kidnapped their son Franklin.
Oh, so it was them. It was them in the ship. It's all 4 members of the Fantastic Four.
That's what this leak says. Yes. And then it goes on to say that okay, Bucky Barnes, realizing the seriousness of the situation, informs Sam Wilson. And then they put their own words in here. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to get past their shit.
Well, I'm interested in what Kevin Feige is like going to change now that this is all out. He's going to swerve the audience.
Then it goes on to say, now, like I said, I didn't get to finish structuring this all out, so just bear with me, because I was trying to cut out most of the shit they put up their own opinions in here and just get the leak itself. But they go on to say, both the Avengers and Thunderbolts unite, joined by the Fantastic Four to rescue Monica and Franklin. Wong brings America Chavez and opens up all for multiversal travel. Some heroes stay behind on Earth to protect in case of danger, including some members of the new Avengers.
Who stays behind? That's notable, because you told me the Avengers team is Captain Marvel, was Wong, and Thor, and it was a powerful team, right? Who's staying behind? Is it little Yelena Belova with the pew pew? Like, who is it?
They got some hitters here. Okay, sure. Members of the new Avengers: Spider-Man, Daredevil, Moon Knight, Punisher, Star-Lord, Wong, Valkyrie, Hawkeye, Guardians of the Galaxy, with an army of sorcerers and soldiers from Asgard. Then it goes on to say, in the X-Men universe, Monica is with the X-Men at the X-Mansion. Doom attacks with Sentinels, defeats the X-Men, and kills Professor X when the Avengers arrive. I don't like that, killing Professor X, because that's twice. Twice.
Okay.
I care. We haven't seen them do shit. I don't want to wait till 2028 when he's going to be hanging out with a bunch of teenagers and he's still not going to be doing anything. No, what the fuck? Anyway, when the Avengers arrive, the X-Men mistakenly believe they are behind Professor X's death, leading to a major clash between the Avengers and the new Avengers. So far, nothing too far-fetched. Again, their own thoughts. Blah, 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 blah. But the movie isn't going to be Avengers versus X-Men like a lot of that's their thoughts.
When they say the new Avengers and the Avengers, it confuses me.
Yelena's team and Sam's.
So just call them the goddamn Thunderbolts.
You know what's funny is they said that it was Kevin Feige at the last minute that said, let's call them the new Avengers. He's the one that added that Val scene at the end.
Yep. Script wasn't finished. He sure finished the script on that one.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Goes on to say, hold on, I gotta get past their fucking thoughts.
The new Avengers, it's stupid because like the regular Avengers are new. Like they weren't. Shang-Chi wasn't on the old Avengers, was he? Shuri wasn't on the old Avengers.
No, right. All right, we're at Act 2. Act 2, Rise of Doom. The TVA becomes aware of Dr. Doom's true intentions as multiple anchor beings across the multiverse are now dead or have been found dead. That would make sense. Oh, their own thoughts.
I like that they're using anchor beings. It means that Deadpool and Wolverine has a plot line which will carry over.
Right. Realizing the threat, they decide to unite a team to stop him. They identify Doctor Strange from Earth 616 as the most capable person to challenge Doom, but they cannot locate him since he's in the dark dimension. Doctor Strange, let me see.
More than Wong or any of the other sorcerers? They put a little too much respect on Doctor Strange's name.
They go on to say, with no other option, the TVA travels to the X-Men universe to seek help from the X-Men and the Avengers. Meanwhile, Doom sends an army of Doombots and an evil variant of Steve Rogers, Captain Hydra, and some other Avengers to Earth 616 to kill the anchor beings of the Sacred Timeline, aka Spider-Man. There are 2 anchor beings for the Sacred Timeline: Tony Stark, who is dead and who died in Endgame, and Peter Parker. Let me get past their own thoughts here. Okay, Wong and sorcerers and other heroes who stayed on Earth defend Spider-Man and managed to defeat the Spider Bots, an evil variant of heroes. Wong leads the battle, but Sentry is the main hero. A powerful fight breaks out between Moon Knight and Captain Hydra during the battle, but gets defeated. Doesn't say who, but just says but gets defeated.
I'm trying to imagine, how does Moon Knight fight? They always cut away during those.
I'm trying to imagine Moon Knight fighting Captain Hydra, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. However, has he been confirmed for Doomsday? He hasn't. Oscar Isaac, his name wasn't on a chair, was it? No. Okay. However, Doom's ultimate goal is to destroy the entire multiverse, create his own reality. For that, Franklin Richards alone isn't enough. Doom realizes that Wanda, who died on Mount Wundagore, is in the multiverse of madness, was powerful enough to shape reality. Then they're giving their own thoughts.
So she died on Wundagore, yeah.
No.
She'll be alive again.
She's
the
not
only
dead.
one who stays dead is T'Challa.
I'm sorry, they're saying a lot of shit.
Right Sound Studio seems to like this Doombots.
Damn. They said a lot.
Sentry is going to be the hero. He's going to vaporize people, but the bad people. They're going to go to the emotional universe where they just think about their past and sit in a corner.
Okay, here we go. So he needs the power of the Scarlet Witch. He needs the power of Franklin. Then it goes on to say, Doom travels to Earth 616, reaches Mount Wundagore, uses Franklin Richards' abilities to revive Wanda with a
better get T'Challa recast. Sorry, keep going.
To revive Wanda with a touch. He manipulates Wanda by reminding her with a touch. Doctor Doom. He manipulates Wanda by reminding her of her past and promises to reunite her with Vision and her children back in the X-Men universe. The battle is still ongoing when the TVA arrives. They explain Doom's plan and his growing power. The X-Men and Avengers fully understand the threat and agree to protect Loki and the current guardian of the multiverse timeline. Everyone travels to the Void to protect Loki, as Doom still needs more power sources to form his new world. When Doom finds out his bots and evil variants of Avengers have failed, he personally travels to New York City to kill Spider-Man. There he faces Sentry and America Chavez. Impressed by their immense power, Doom defeats all the heroes and in a powerful emotional moment kills Spider-Man.
Spider-Man? Okay, let's keep listening. Yeah.
Taking advantage of the fact that his face resembles Tony Stark, catching Peter off guard. And then they give their own thoughts.
Because I know Spider-Man's not going to be dead. So when you say he kills Spider-Man, I'm going, I wonder how he's going to get resurrected to life that they can't use for T'Challa.
Yeah.
It's so interesting how... Yeah, they better just say we're recasting. They better just say we will recast T'Challa. It will be T'Challa, not in a variant. It won't be his son. It will be a recast. We won't tell you how, but it's coming. And if you could just say that, all right, Ryan, thank you. I can be a fan again.
They go on to say, after killing Spider-Man, Doom kidnaps both America Chavez and Sentry, planning to use them to help build Battle World. And there's their own thoughts.
Battle Worlds.
Doom heads to the end of time, preparing for his final step to kill Loki and reshape the multiverse in his image. Then it goes on to say Act 3. After manipulating Wanda, Sentry, and Chavez, as they all have trauma, so they can easily be manipulated, Doom reaches the Void with Franklin Richards, Doombots, evil variants of heroes, to reach Loki and kill him. Meanwhile, the Avengers and X-Men come to stop him. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, Nicolas Cage, Deadpool, and Wolverine, and a variant of Black Panther also join forces as the TVA asked them for help as well. They also, that'd be Damson. They also are the present battle. They are all also present in the battle along with soldiers and forces from the TVA, with Sentry and Wanda defeating most of the members of the new team except Cyclops, Reed Richards, Hulk, Thor, Captain Marvel. Thor, you see Black Panther was defeated.
That's what that sounds like. It sounds like all Black Panther dies. So then the Damson Idris wasn't cast to play the main Black Panther in this leaked concept art. He's just going to be there to fight off Doom and lose and die.
I would assume that it's definitely not Aldis. And the reason I say it's not Aldis is because Aldis is the most recent interview Aldis did at the NAACP. He confirmed himself. Now he could be lying like Andrew Garfield is lying, but
it didn't sound like a lie.
It didn't sound like a lie. It didn't sound like I'm not the werewolf. It sounded like, brother, those conversations are fan related and I appreciate it so much, but it's not Aldis. So whoever comes in as BP is only going, and I remember, you can go back to any of my videos. I had my keys on my desk at the time, and I said they're coming in. They're gonna jingle the keys, show you that it's shiny. You had your recast, you had your fun. He came back. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
that's what they're gonna give you.
Yeah. Like we were not looking for an ongoing, persistent, reoccurring T'Challa. Like we just wanted him to show up in Secret Wars to fight Doom and get defeated. They didn't say killed. The leak says defeated.
Which takes me back to the Bp3 conversation we were having about it starting filming and what it's going to be and blah, blah, blah. And what I've always been saying what Ryan's going to do. I know people have been telling, and this doesn't mean anything. This is, like I said at the very beginning, this could be a crock of fucking shit. Somebody woke up this morning and said, let's get nerds fucking happy. This could be a crock of shit. But it goes to what I was saying about Ryan. It wouldn't make sense for Marvel, Ryan, Nate, everybody else to stand 10 toes down on Wakanda forever, then say for Black Panther 3, let's undo all of that. That could be wrong, could be wrong, could be wrong. Anyway, let's continue. because this is not about BP. This is just him.
Oh, it's about
once
BP.
again.
No, it's about Black
disappearing.
Panther. This is very
Once
important.
again disappearing.
Are they sitting there going, you know what'll make those guys on YouTube happy? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure Black Panther is in Avengers, the biggest movie we have, Avengers. He's gonna appear there, he's gonna fight, and they'll be recast. That's all because little black boys and black girls want to see their hero get defeated by Doom. That's all they want. They want the little cameo. They don't want the impactful, $200 million budget behind the character, uplift, treat him like Batman. They don't want the equality thing. They just want a cameo. He'll be right next to Deadpool and Wolverine and what was it? Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, Ghost Rider. Have all those guys. They'll be right in there. Black Panther. We'll even call him T'Challa for you, kids.
That's it.
Goes on to say that hat. You're right, Tori, and then I noticed it. That's why I put it down. Go ahead.
Thor, seeing all his teammates getting killed, gets an upgrade and becomes Rune King Thor. Loki is seeing it all through the end of time. Now Rune King Thor, that is absolutely savage. If this is true, that's their own thoughts. Loki is seeing, and then it goes on to say, Loki is seeing all of this through the end of time. Wanda defeats Captain Marvel, while Sentry defeats Cyclops. It's not really a fight. Who had received an upgrade and got he got the Phoenix Force. Okay.
Oh.
Now Hulk, who was there in Smart Hulk from throughout the entire team's missions, sees the team getting killed and becomes angry, transforming into Savage Hulk. This does not line up with Spider-Man. If we're to believe the Spider-Man stuff, now this is why I said take this with a grain of salt. I don't know. You choose what you want to believe is true. What we heard in Spider-Man is Mr. Negative is supposed to be the one that whatever's going on, he turns savage in that, and Punisher and this whole thing. Shang-Chi, Sam Wilson show up. We just read it. This is saying that this is what reverts him. So this would be saying that you get a Smart Hulk at the beginning of Doomsday, throughout Doomsday. And in the third act, he reverts back to Savage Hulk.
I'm going to go with the finished script of Sony's movie, and then that'll adjust what happens with Mark Ruffalo in this movie.
I believe so, too. Then it goes on to say... Smart Hulk from throughout the transforming into Savage Hulk. A good fight follows between Hulk and Sentry, an epic clash, but Hulk gets killed at the end. Thor, who is now upgraded, becomes angrier and defeats both Wanda and Sentry, but Doom defeats him as well as Loki. Seeing it all, experiences an emotional full circle moment, as Loki had once been killed in front of Thor, Infinity War, in Thor in the Infinity War universe. Now Loki decides to fight. This is their thoughts again.
Okay, a Loki fight, he can turn invisible, decoys. That'll be fun.
Loki reaches the void with an emotional scene takes place between Thor and Loki as Thor lies injured on the battlefield. Thor takes his last breath, motivating Loki, telling him he knows Loki is the true savior of the multiverse. Meanwhile, Reed Richards fights with Doom. And this fight is very epic. Doom had killed his entire family, Susan, Johnny, and Ben. But Reed gets defeated here. The final fight takes place between Loki and Doom. This is the best fight. Doom kills Loki and absorbs power from him. And then this is them giving their thoughts, saying, are they really going to kill Loki again? Let's see.
That's a good thought.
Meanwhile, Reed, who wasn't killed, secretly uses one of his remotes from the TVA that had fallen from one of the TVA agents during the battle with Doom to take himself to Earth 616. He uses the raft that he used to travel from their universe back to Earth 616. Some of the people who were defeated but hadn't died. This includes Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, and Andrew Garfield, variant of Black Panther. Wolverine, so his role is going to be a little bit longer. I mean, you don't cast him for no reason and have him come in, and then it's just I still say it's the jingle because you're still only getting him for these two films, and then it's like, all right, back to the Coogler story, but hey, T'Challa was here. Black Panther, Wolverine, and Deadpool. Doom now having all the power starts creating the Void as Battleworld using powers of the Sentry, Wanda, Franklin, and America Chavez. Everyone already seems to think the Void is going to be. Oh, this is their own thoughts. Meanwhile, as they reach Earth, they find Star-Lord, Bucky, and Moon Knight alive. Take them to the raft. They are the survivors of the battle which was lost, whom Reed asked to come with him on the raft. Okay, maybe this is their thoughts here. Okay, maybe this.
Funny. Moon Knight is being treated like, maybe it's because of Oscar Isaac. That's probably why. It's a big actor. You could sell a movie with him.
And as they enter the raft, they leave Earth 616. They watch in shock as the Earth begins to get destroyed. They see a white beam all over space like a blink from the raft. Now we're at the mid-credit scene. Battle World, all the Avengers in the raft from that were knocked out, I guess, or fell asleep or wake up from being asleep. It's kind of the wording here doesn't make sense. And discover the new world, because yes, they wouldn't be able to go back to the other universes, because when he creates Battle World, he destroys every other universe. So it just shows, I guess, all those heroes like Black Panther, Spider-Man, the rest of them waking up on the raft. That is the post-credits or the mid-credit scene. The post-credit scene shows Doctor Strange. A dimensional portal opens in space. Doctor Strange flies out of it. He looks powerful and different now. His suit is glowing. With patterns, and his eyes glow for a second. He has returned after spending some time in another dimension and has become stronger than ever. He has no idea about what has happened in the multiverse, but knows something is wrong. He steps into space, looks ahead, and in front of him is Battle World, a huge, strange planet made from broken parts of different worlds. It looks quiet and full of unknown energy. Doctor Strange floats and stares at Battle World in silence. He says, "So this is what happens while I'm gone. While I was gone." Looks like they need
MCU humor.
Looks like they need a savior. Well, the savior is here. He slowly flies towards the battle. He slowly flies towards Battle World. And that's it.
Looks like they need a savior, and the savior is here. I don't know if Doctor Strange is that like,
I don't know that Doctor Strange would even say that. I don't know.
Evans. That better be Captain America, Chris Evans, with the Infinity Gauntlet, because he still hasn't returned the stones yet. Go in.
Oh. Yeah, I'm with Cornelius. I don't believe that corny line. That's just not something Strange would say.
And I don't know if you end the movie with, "Oh, here comes Strange. He's gonna fix it."
I mean, Strange is kind of that guy. If they put the respect they put on Strange in Infinity War when we saw him fight Thanos, that was great.
You know what that scene, who would be good for that scene? If there's no X-Men in the entire movie, and then we see Scott and he's like, "Guys, you know your missions." And we go, "Oh, the X-Men are coming." Like that's that line. Or Chris Evans again coming back as Captain America. Guys, let's do it. I don't think Doctor Strange is there yet.
Who knows? Like I said, take that with a grain of salt. There are some things in there that do sound believable, that do line up with leaks, but there are some things in there that, like Network said, sound like it is a fanboy written script. It's easy to take the certain leaks and things that have come out, and if you have a vivid imagination, you don't even have to have a vivid imagination. If you're able to basically think like Marvel Studios, then you can take those leaks and craft those leaks into being a plot leak with your own ideas of how, again, also, if you know the basic story of Secret Wars, you can also craft that together with the leaks and things that are out there. But who knows? Crock of shit, or maybe something real. There are things, again, in there that I do believe, but there are things I don't. Like that ending, I don't believe. I don't believe a portal's opening. How is Doctor Strange floating in space? Is he able to breathe in space? I don't know the rules on that. Sometimes when I'm watching Justice League, Superman can't breathe in space. Sometimes he can. Sometimes I'm like, what? So can Strange breathe in space? Spider-Man couldn't. As he started going up, he's like, oh, damn, it's really the air's getting real thin up here. So Strange is just opening portals.
But they do fix it because of the suit that he wears.
Yeah, but Strange is not wearing a suit. Maybe it's the glowing eyes and him being more powerful than ever. Maybe he learned something in this dimension and
he'll glow. They'll fix it in post.
I guess.
But it's not. He's not the one. Doctor Strange is not the one. Go think of a new superhero. Go think who is a superhero they haven't used yet. Where we go, oh, it's it. Nova, maybe Nova. Someone that we haven't seen before, because the guys you have who do exist, they're already in the movie.
But remember, you have to get casuals excited as well. If Nova pops up at the end, this is not the Infinity War days where when we saw Captain Marvel's logo, we all were like, oh shit, Captain Marvel. This ain't those days to where the casuals, the casuals were like, oh, Captain Marvel, I don't know who that is, but I know that movie's coming out. That's why it made what it made, because everybody's like, oh, it leads into the... People don't know who Nova is unless they're doing a Nova movie in between the two.
But my problem is back to leadership. If you knew Doomsday was going to end with a big kind of like, oh, it's him, that superhero is here to save the day, then why don't you build him throughout this last phase of movies so that we would feel the way that we feel, that you want us to feel? I don't think Doctor Strange's been built. He showed up in 2 movies, Spider-Man and Doctor Strange.
That's true. I don't know who could you use though?
Yeah, no one exists, but that's why I said a new superhero. At least with a new superhero, like Captain Marvel and her logo popped up. We didn't know who that was at the end of Infinity War, but it generated interest and it made us want to watch her movie. You can do the same with a new guy. And Nova, I think a Nova core member coming up. What happened to Earth? Oh, and then it can make people interested, but Doctor Strange might not be what you want it to be. We'll see how that plays out. Aside from the ending, though, Battle Worlds existing is like good. It's like Doctor Doom winning. That's good. He's a credible villain, beating up on Loki, beating up on everyone. And the Black Panther character, who may or may not be T'Challa. Do they ever use the word T'Challa in that leak?
No, they just say Black Panther.
That Black Panther character may survive for Doomsday and be in Secret Wars. But how do we know he's going to stick around and be the Black Panther, the T'Challa for MCU? Post-reset. Male Silver Surfer. Yeah. That would be
they also didn't finish anything else on Shuri. It just kind of stopped with her realizing what was going on, and then we don't hear anything else about her. So I just don't know, not just her. There were some others in there too. From what Feige said, and again, you can craft a good plot leak out with some of the leaks that are already out there. We've already seen set photos from Doomsday of them at the Baxter Building. Well, we allude to that being the Baxter Building, and then you couple that with what Feige said in his most recent interview that we're going to see. We've only seen 5 people in the Baxter Building in Fantastic Four, but that he said that room is about to get a lot more crowded in Doomsday when our heroes go to their universe. So we've already seen pictures of that, and alluding to maybe that has already been filmed. So if that's already been filmed and things like that, then like where's Shuri on that back half? Because she's there during that. She's in the picture that leaked, or not didn't leak, just a set photo that whoever got. She's in that picture. Yeah. So I don't know.
She's like, I don't know. Who's this Franklin kid, and how can he just bring people back to life like Wanda and Sue Storm? Is it only women he can bring back to my brother, right? That's her mission. Let me get back to
Oh, BP.
What about Venom? What about Venom opening up his Venom wings and being like, "This is Battle World"? Because that would be a surprise and a twist, right? Because those were Sony movies, but to see them cooperate, that'd be better than Doctor Strange.
Maybe. I don't know. We still know that piece of Venom is here, so that has to play a role. He has to get the symbiote suit, which all the leakers are saying he does.
I know you don't think Beta Ray Bill would be good because the casuals don't know him. I know you don't think that.
Oh, I think it would be. I think it could still do that though, because he's Thor, but he's a horse. So you throw that in there, people are like cows. I'm like, what the?
Who's this guy with a Mjolnir in his hand or Stormbreaker? What? This is weird.
Yeah, I think that works. That could work.
And all he says is,
Excited.
"Battle world, I conquered Sakaar. I'll conquer this." Get The Rock to voice act. We're good. I think this is a great place to put somebody new. I think it's already Avengers. They're already going to make your money. It's intriguing. But that mystery component of it, and when you exalt a character to such a high status who's brand new, we just seen for the first time, oh, he must be important because the Avengers movie ended with him. Oh, Battle World, huh? You can't end it with Strange, bro. You can have Strange.
No, go ahead.
You can have Strange in the movie. You can have him towards the third act. Yes, he can have his appearance. But then he goes and looks to the right and he says, so, and then it's Beta Ray Bill or Gladiator or one of those comics.
Yeah. Gladiator would be dope. Somebody else that wasn't mentioned in this was Thanos. Namor, the Cabal.
He'll be in Secret Wars.
But I would expect them to be in this too. No? I mean, Thanos is in. Time runs out.
He'll be in Secret Wars. He'll have a role in Battle World. There's only so much time you have in a movie.
I guess. I don't know. I guess. I don't like I guess. I have to. I know this is not the comics. It's not going to be one for one, but that's just an already perfect story. But I don't know. It's weird not having them though, like around. I mean, Alex says we're for sure getting the scene, the Thanos Doom scene.
Oh, okay. Nice plot leak. Sounds like an interesting movie to me. It sounds like an interesting movie to me. The T'Challa stuff is always going to be where I'm focused on. So it's interesting still doesn't mean uplifting, progressive, and impactful racially. We have a super chat that we got to get to.
I need a dollar, that's what I need. Hey. Well, I need
a dollar, that's what I need.
Hey.
I went into Fantastic Four believing that because of the Fantastic Four ship at the end of the Thunderbolts, that meant the Fantastic Four's world was destroyed. Is it bad? I was disappointed. I'm with you, because that universe that they're coming from means nothing to me. Can't wait for the incursions. They exist so that there's an incursion.
No, he said, I went into Fantastic Four believing that because the Fantastic Four ship at the end of Thunderbolts, the world be destroyed. I tried to tell all of y'all before this film.
You did tell us.
I tried to tell all of y'all, don't go in expecting to see an incursion. That does not happen.
Because that would mean that they knew what their stories were and they were planning something forward. The reason for their universe that's alternate, to me, is for incursions. It's for multiversal stuff. For them, it's so that we don't have to have anyone do homework. None of it's related. New world.
Or maybe they thought before a lot of us thought and saw the movie that, hey, maybe we make this 828 universe the main timeline going forward because it's comic booky as fuck already. And we can, I mean, again, like I said on Twitter, imagine what, you can't tell me, because I know some of the leakers were saying, oh, they're the only heroes in that universe. No, they're not. I don't believe that. I just don't believe that. So if there are other heroes in that universe, they've already got their established villains in that universe. We know there's a Dr. Doom in that universe. So if there's already other heroes in that universe, then imagine the Wakanda in that universe. Imagine how comic booky BP could be. Imagine how comic booky Spider-Man could be. All of it. I mean, and it could all already be established like DC, like Gunn's universe, where we're not having to, do these post-credit scenes where we saw Scorpions, like, I hear you know who Spider-Man is, and we saw that in 2015 and we haven't seen him since. And it's like, oh, but no, he's already fucking here because it's already an established universe. Like, you could do a thing where you could see Spider-Man fighting, like, I mean, not that they would do this, but this is how comic booky they could get it, where Spider-Man's fighting, Scorpion or somebody or Rhino or whatever. And then another scene passes by and, hey, no, it's the Fantastic Four. And they're doing something over there. And then it's like, oh, damn, everybody exists in this universe. Yeah, that's how it should be. Like it should be just how the Justice Gang just showed up when Superman was doing his shit. That's how it should be.
But
So
they
I
showed
think
up.
They picked that universe.
They showed up. Everyone else sat out. Galactus and the end of the world. They got to explain why the Wakandans weren't there.
I mean, do they really though? Because why? That means that we have to explain why the Fantastic Four didn't help with Thanos. I mean, yeah, they were forced to do that with the Eternals because it was, it had to be answered. You got these powerful beings that have been here all this time, and they didn't help. Like, what the fuck? I mean, that's the only film they really explain that in. I don't think they're going to touch on that with the X-Men. They're not going to, and during the Infinity Saga, I bet you they're not going to be like, oh, where were you? Or even with the Fantastic Four, if the Fantastic Four existed. Well, they don't exist in our universe, so I guess.
What are you saying right now? You're saying that there's no excuse for the bad writing, so we won't even address it? That
no, I'm not saying there's no excuse for the bad writing, but I'm saying I don't think that they have to truly address, hey, Galactus showed up. We're not addressing some of the other big events that have happened and other things in Marvel films.
You're excusing bad writing.
I'm saying they've been doing it for 10 years. Why would they start doing it now?
Yeah. Two wrongs don't make a right. 10 years of wrongs don't make it right.
I'm saying that's just not going to happen. I guess that's what I'm saying. I'm not excusing it. I'm saying that's not going to happen. They're not going to come out here and say, well, let's break down what every hero in the 828 was doing during Galactus's invasion. I can do that.
Okay.
And then they're going to interview the heroes and on late night television shows, and it's Daredevil. Well, I couldn't see a thing during the invasion, so I mean, I don't know. They're not just not going to pull up all these side stories. But I say that maybe that's the universe they go with. Maybe that's why it wasn't destroyed.
Maybe.
And then maybe it gets destroyed in Doomsday.
There's your plot leak. I got places to be, people to see, life to live. I got this, I got that. How about a this or that?
The choice is yours. You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that.
We've got Blockbuster and Netflix in the live chat. Please chime in with which of these two you favor. Let's make a case for both. They got a blue logo with the yellow, and then Netflix representing the other primary color, red. It's always blue versus red in these brand battles. Blockbuster, a yesteryear, it was when you could go to the movies and interact with somebody, get video games from there too. It's not just movies. Netflix, though, they came in and you can have it delivered to you. And then they did the website, the app, and PlayStation 3, I think, was the most used platform to play Netflix. It was crazy. It was a good time. These things have been in our lives for over a decade now. Blockbuster has left our lives over a decade now. Who you got? Is it the nostalgia factor? Is it the convenience factor of Netflix? Blockbuster died for a reason. Okay, that's Cornelius's vote. Dwayne goes with the Blockbuster. Blockbuster, childhood, looking through the stacks. I was a manager at Blockbuster. You're biased. There you go. They gave you paychecks. Netflix never paid you. You paid Netflix. Yes to nostalgia. The chat has voted. I think most people are going to go with the Blockbuster vote. I don't know. How do I feel about this? I think staying at home, watching something, and the convenience of picking a movie is peak. Having to get into the cold, drive to Blockbuster, walk the aisles, the work that it took to go to Blockbuster is what makes me go Netflix. More Blockbuster votes. Blockbuster, good old memories. I worked there in 92 to 94. I'm sure there was a way to make Blockbuster relevant again. Yeah, there was a Netflix series. Darius, do you go with Blockbuster or do you choose Netflix?
Oh, Blockbuster. The conveniency of Netflix is great, but I guess it's a nostalgia thing for Blockbuster. And I only say, maybe I'm saying that like I'd go to Blockbuster maybe a few times, but I don't know if I would continuously go there. Like, let's say they opened a Blockbuster. Out of nostalgia, I would go like, oh, cool, Blockbuster's bad, blah, 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 blah. But could I see myself after like a long day or whatever, and I just want to go home and pop on Netflix, being like, damn, I got to make another stop at Blockbuster, get out the car, interact with people. No. But for the nostalgia of it, Blockbuster, because man, those were unforgettable Friday nights as a child. It was always, and really real ones know it was more so Hastings. I was always at Hastings more than Blockbuster, but yeah, Blockbuster over that Netflix.
They say those video rentals, that's where you would meet a girl, you would network, like that was a thing there. That's what I was told by Dramac from the Dramac show, who streams every weekday.
Every weekday. Before us. I do hate people. Interacting with people in person, yes. Jesus, that is... I'm not a fan. I go out of my way when I see classmates in public to avoid speaking, because we all have each other on social media. I know how you're doing. You know how I'm doing. There's no, because it'd be fake. Oh, hey, how are you? I'm good. How are you? What are you doing? What have you been up to? Oh, we've got to do something. Sometime we do. You got to give me your number. And we don't speak. It's just a fake, exhausting. I could have had my eggs by now, checked out, been in the car, save time, save breath. Do what you got to do. Just do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. I'd talk to you if I saw you in public.
We're more in the same world. I had an interaction recently like that, but I just kept it a hello, and that was it.
It's never just a hello. I wish it could be left at hey, and keep walking. Sometimes I'll be like, they'll be like, oh, okay, yeah. I'm like, oh, damn.
They're probably feeling the same way. They don't want to have to do the who graduated, any kids. What's really,
man? Because I just had that exhausting. I was at Sprouts. I don't know who has a Sprouts. I was at Sprouts and ran into a classmate, and she saw me before I saw her, which sucked. And she was like, Darius? And I was like, Grace. And she's like, and we're talking. And she, the whole, all the questions. What are you doing? How are you doing? And she's, married with kids. And she's like, what? And I'm one of, I don't say everybody in my class, but I'm one of the ones from my class. Like, I don't want children. I did at one point. I wanted kids at one point, and I wanted to be. I don't want marriage. I don't want children. To be honest with you, I'll keep my pets and myself, and I'm good. I don't have to go places, do things like that. And I'm like so she's married, kids, husband's a firefighter. They've got twins. Just this. She's great, because I didn't go to our 10-year. I didn't go.
If you don't care, why do you think I care? Her husband, the kids. I'm like, all right, Darius, I get it.
Because it's just the simple, the story of doing the dance. I hate doing the dance. That's why I avoid the dance. Okay. Now, the 20-year, I'll probably go to my 20. Because most of my classmates look like, at our 10-year, looked like it was our 20. So I'll probably go to our 20, because I still look high school ready. My black didn't crack. So I'll go. How long have you been out of high school?
I don't want to say too much about myself.
Have you been out 12 years, 10 years?
Why did you think a follow-up question would work?
Because is that giving too much? So you saying 10, 12 years you've been out of school?
Yeah, I don't like putting personal things on the internet. That's all.
Okay. Audience, I have no problem sharing with you guys. That's how you get to know me. That's how I get to know you. That's why you come. Anything else you want to share? Anything else you want to give? Did they say anything else? Any other news bits? Before we get out on this lovely Friday and end another third week of, I guess this is new.
Nope.
That's what James is saying. This is coming from Discussing Film, though, in the Hollywood Reporter. James is saying it's fake. He's a scooper because he didn't break it. But Aman Vanali is said by the Hollywood Reporter to be reprising her role as Miss Marvel in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
So that's why Kevin Feige forced all those comic books last year. She would appear in the Spider-Man book. Okay.
Maybe so. Yeah, maybe so. So no, there's nothing else for out there right now. I'm sure as the weekend goes, we'll have more to discuss with you guys on. Go watch those South Park episodes that had Donald J. Trump seething. I love that. Go watch that. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be back on Monday with another weekend episode of the Morning Report, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Thursdays, we do the Pantheon stream with Marcus over from Back of the Bus. We did it Wednesday this week, but it's normally on Thursdays. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. If you liked what you saw, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Have a blessed weekend and safe one. And we'll see all you guys in the next video.